Everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of LEGO Marvel Superheroes. Let's continue. So it turns out that to get the Don't I Know You achievement, you have to team up in co-op as Captain America and the Human Torch. So for a PC and one-player game, it says press F2 or any button to start. That is that. Now, why? Let's see. The question, of course, is going to be, what are the controls of to switch a character with the second player? 5. So I have to F2 to start, hold down 5. No, that wasn't the right key. Or was it numpad 5? Let's see. Yes, it is. Ooh, boy, does this squeeze the screen down. Human Torch is who we're looking for. There we go. 5. How do I select it? Except num2. So, there we go. That's what you'd have to do, and then to fix this, I think I have to, let's see, drop out. No. Let's see, if I drop out with the main character, that's not what I want to do. Keyboard just resumes it. Oh man, how do you drop out? Let's look at the options. Ooh. Let's see. Numpad enter maybe? Maybe that will let me drop out. Enter. Okay, so enter on the number pad, then drop out. That stinks. Real bad. Plug in a second controller if you have one, I would say. Anywho, that's enough goofing around, and that is the last achievement that I have to worry about. All the ones that are left, we'll run into pretty naturally as long as we unlock Stan Lee at a certain point, and can transform him into Stan Lee, the Hulk combo. Hulk Lee, I guess you should call him. No, I don't want to play as him. I want to play as Mark 42. I got the clobbering time, defeating 100 enemies with the thing, obviously. Need to make sure all the extras
submarines
are still
extremely
on.
useful for taking the fight to bad guys while underwater. These subs feature advanced tracking equipment, ideal for locating enemies or items of interest.
So I could understand if in the overworld they were thinking maybe there would be submarines and underwater levels in the overworld section.
Where exactly are you sending me
But
on my date
I don't
with
think
Thor?
that would really work
A
very
shield
well.
research submarine.
It was fine for one level, but it would have been boring if we had to do it multiple times in the overworld. Although jumping from the sky and flying up to platforms to jump was pretty boring too.
A research vessel covered with weapons. Well, that's deceptive labeling.
That is not our research sub.
Whoa! Don't tell me. you got here on a really long spider line.
No. You're not the only one that can fly. Compliments of Mr. Nick Fury and Shield.
Spider
You know, I
jet.
could fit you with a rocket-propelled iron suit if you like. Sounds heavy.
It would have been really nice if they left like instructions to build every single item in this game in Legos. Little things like this, these like barrels, you probably could figure it out yourself. But if I wanted to build that exact ship the way it was built, I'm sure somebody somewhere did build that, and it would have probably doubled their work to then document how they built it, but I bet they did that anyways. Let's see.
That switch will need some kind of weapon or sharp object to trigger it.
MODOK. He walks through fire. Who puts out fire though? Nobody? Yeah. Cut through this section. Here we go, little Stanley saving. We got him done there quick. I hope that didn't just like finish this area. I need to be more careful about what I do.
My spider sense is tingling.
Let's see. There's that section. How come he's damaged by that fire and not the other one? There's some inconsistency for you. See, this is the real world fire. Galactus is not smart enough. Click this twice, this twice, this twice, this twice, 3 times. There we go. Ah, that puts out the fire. So this moves. How do we move it? Ah. It's right here. I did not... I could have gotten that at any point, couldn't I have? If I just been smart enough to go back to the thing. There we go. 4 out of 5 already collected. Let's see. Seems like the other 2 are back this way. We already got that. Spider-Man, pull this down. Put that fire out. Start breaking stuff. That's what we need to do. Who's electricity? Thor? I guess technically Thor is electrified? Let's see. Throw that there. See what that does. Gives us a mini kit. 4 more. We're getting through this level kind of fast. A little surprised. Levels have been kind of long. I bet we run into like a couple of fights. There we go. Thor is needed again.
I am Thor, god of thunder and lightning.
There we go. Okay, so what's the rest of this? What's the other part of this that's not making sense? I've got all kind of water we can swim in.
Spider sense is tingling.
See what this does. Does it lose its charge? So it can't go through this fence. A fence popped up for both of them actually. And if it goes... Nothing over here. Charge that up. And then charge this up, I guess. Still totally confused about like why there would be an item that showed up right there. Let's, I guess, work our way over here and see if there might be an explanation to that. Thor again. Is that gonna blow up the generator? And yeah, probably. So the shield's down. And the door's open. And that's all good, fine and good. But it doesn't help one bit for, let's see. swimming in this water. It's doing nothing for me. What's the trick here? What is the trick here? Like, I would assume it might be like a magnetic thing, but that doesn't seem like there's any magnetic things. Like, smash. I'm not seeing anything to break. And how far away would it be? We'll come over here and break this one. Unless there's a reason to come back. It's completely unrealistic that it would be further this direction. There's nothing over here. I hate when this happens. I just hate when this happens. Let's see. Flying around little light sections. Let's see, Iron Man. Galactus. This guy. There's nothing to do, there's nowhere to dig. There's like nothing to getting revealed, nothing magnetic, nothing to smash. Are we just supposed to both be on the boat at the same time? Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Ah. There is a way to double charge it. That totally did not give me any indication that that would have been the case. Alright, fine. Moving on. Rather annoying. Rather annoying. Let's fly to the next section.
I am Modok. I am designed only for conquest.
Alright. So it doesn't seem like there's any collectibles here. So I think I just have to beat them. One hit down. Did it again. We're almost up to 500,000 studs. Last recording we went over 10 billion. And it let us, so. Unless it stops us at some odd number, I'm starting to suspect that 20 billion might be the limit. And I don't think I'm gonna actually have 20 billion by the time I'm done collecting everything in this game. It would be a lot. There's 6 levels left. I'd have to get over like 1 billion each level. And I'm not sure that's going to happen in all the levels. I'm looking forward to the last level because there was definitely a lot of extra free play stuff there. Oh yeah, just shoot this level. That we couldn't do the first time. Of course, it is also important in every level to remember how the level ends and how each scene ends. Otherwise, you'll accidentally move forward when you didn't mean to.
He just stole our sub.
So I was thinking this was an underwater level for a lot longer than it actually is. There's really only one scene in the whole game where you're underwater.
I cannot call down any lightning inside this vessel. We're trapped.
He has been calling
Worry
down
not,
lightning.
boy. My telekinesis can separate water molecules.
Again, if she was separating the water and making pure oxygen and hydrogen, there's 2 problems there actually. One, pure oxygen is too much. I think air is only about 8% oxygen. Not as much as you would think. And she would be filling the rest of it with hydrogen, a highly explosive material. And hydrogen is, I believe, lighter than oxygen, so it would all be at the top. But 1/3 of it would be Another thing about water that most people don't know is H2O is actually a simplification of water. It is actually H4O2 is a stable molecule of water because they need to be bound in a group of two. If you split H4O2 into two H2Os, they would either recombine with themselves or they would combine with something else and potentially become something else. I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to do here. It's been a while.
My spider sense is tingling.
I never did think of a Marvel version of Aquaman. I guess as far as I know, there isn't one. Yeah, let's ignore these guys and just move on. So, what would be interesting here is if we actually could turn into Thor and call down lightning. He said he couldn't call down lightning in the vehicle, which he was doing that anyways. Yep, no problem there. Smash this guy. Let's see. We need a psychic. Okay. That was weird. I guess we just psychically pulled down a worm. Is this... Well, geez, how do I get to this? Is that a Sandman thing? Maybe that's how we get to it. Yes, it is. Alright, that makes sense. So I suspect the next one is just around this rock. Let's move on. Come on, Gene, I need you. I've got her stuck against something. Here we go. We still have no, we've already saved Stan Lee, and we need one more mini kit. Alright, so we are almost done. Blow that up. Smash that. Where Where was the other one? It's over there. Don't want to miss it. Do I have to do 2 of these or 4 of these? 4 is a little excessive. Really? Yeah, 4 is too much. They're pretty far away. And if they were gonna make me do 4, they should have had 4 legs holding it up then. Instead of just 2. But I'd much prefer if they had only had 2. Oops. I'll just fly over here. Being stuck under this air bubble is a problem. It would have been much nicer if the game simply unlocked some character that scuba dived. Let's see. But that's gonna end the story if I go there. Yeah. I almost ended the story by smashing that wall, I'm pretty sure. Now I need to dig this up. There we go, now we have them all. Now we'll play his curse. Not in the story as much as in the level.
How about you just open the hatch?
Really? With the banging? Really?
Hey Doc, why do you need all those cosmic bricks?
I don't share my plans with insects.
How about a god then?
So, what is this, like the second or third time they nearly capture him? Or I guess they did capture him that time, maybe? Almost got 1 billion, but man, I don't think we're gonna get to 20. So it would be kind of nice if it stopped me at like 12 or 15 and said, that's enough. That's enough. It would also be kind of funny, I think, if you could transfer studs from one Lego game to the next one. But then anybody who played the very first game would have probably had enough to afford every unlock in every game that has come out afterwards.
I have no idea how that happened. Thanks, true believers.
And they certainly would have to put a hard limit on it. But alright, we got all of the collectibles and the Stan Lee, so we can go look at the comic and then we are done for this recording. Not a terribly difficult level, just was a little bit confused there on the boat section where you have to charge the generator twice. Come on. Let me down. And very confused about how on a PC you do co-op mode with a keyboard and a controller plugged in. Let's see what this comic looks like. It's kind of irritating, I would have to admit, that this isn't like new comics. It'd be nice if they gave us a 5-6 page actual comic with actual words in it instead of just reanimating something we've already seen. That would have been nice. And maybe somewhere in the extras, if you buy certain versions of this, had bought certain versions of this game, that would have been true, but in the game itself, by default, being able to read 15 small comics would have been a great idea for Marvel. Definitely would have been like a free comic book day every month for 15 months type of stuff. Yeah, much like this game isn't trying very hard to sell you to actually buy real Legos, it's not trying very hard to sell you to buy comic books either, which let's face it, I don't think Marvel is particularly interested in gaining that many readers now that they're owned by Disney and making way more money in the movies. So, but that has been a mistake I think they've made in the movies too, is that you go and watch the Avengers movie and then they give you absolutely no push whatsoever to walk out of that theater and read an Avengers book. There are no comic books sold in the movie theaters, which I'm sure the movie theater people would love that concept because they only make money on selling overpriced popcorn and Cokes. Uh, they don't get anything really from the ticket sales. Uh, and even if the actual movie theater didn't want to sell the comic books, they certainly don't help you find where your local comic book store is, if there is one, or even where your local bookstore is, if there isn't a comic book store, or tell you just how to order it directly from Marvel. They don't do any of that, which is really weird. You'd think they'd try harder to keep up their reader base, but they don't, and then they are kind of surprised when they lose customers. Anywho, that really doesn't have anything too much to do with this game. We are at 92.5% done. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.